I mentioned to somebody a while ago that I can't believe where all you people came from. Some of you come back year after year or month after, twice a year. But you'll let new people keep showing up. I don't know how you found it. I guess somebody said it's the internet. Everybody's sitting home playing with their computers. Well, that's better than sitting home playing with your cell phone. I don't know what to say here. It's been great meeting all of you again, and though probably we never met before. I mean, when back in television days, didn't have conventions like this. Can you imagine when you were all, 15, 10, 6 years old or whatever, watching TV and going to a convention that didn't exist? And we all had to grow up and get a little older before somebody dreamed up this idea. And it's been amazing to me how many people keep showing up. As I say, people are here today that were never here before. And I guess it's the internet or some kind of advertising that lets you know that these things are going on. And see old Soupy Sales here, and I run into, he's great. He's had a tough time physically, but he's doing all right. And then I run into Barney Martin over here, Seinfeld's father. I've been in, what did he say? He says, I've been in raincoats for 35 years. Oh, go down to Florida. Then he fights with Jerry Stiller. That's one of the great things on TV. We should get him over here. I don't know if Barney ever did any horror movies, but he's been a guy I knew years ago. Years ago when I was at ABC, when I first came to New York, they had a whole bunch of shows going on, and I had a whole string of dressing rooms, and they gave me a dressing room as an office where I could figure out what to do with those old movies. But every night there was a show, a live show, the Pat Boone show and the Patty Page show, and I don't know if the Firestone Hour was there, but every night there was something. And music had a house band. Every network had its own band, the NBC Orchestra and the CBS Orchestra and so on. And even WR had a bunch of musicians that played in the morning. John Gambling, does anybody remember that old guy? John Gambling Jr. and John Gambling III, and John Gambling's never stopped. It's obviously he's not at home. Well, I won't say. There's just too many gamblings going on here. Anyway, they all had music, and I used to hang around there at night. I was still working, and I knew that the Pat Boone show or something was going to happen, so I just walk into the studio, and there was old Barney Martin with the big glasses. He didn't wear them in those days, but he and a friend of his, Barney was a cop, a New York cop, and he and a friend of his decided they wanted to get into, entertainment. So they dreamed up a little comedy routine between them, and they used to stand out there in front of the audience for the Pat Boone show and tell jokes and get people laughing, get them in a good mood. That's the way. Then you hold up a sign that says applause and all that stuff. They still do that, I think, on TV when they have shows that they tape these days. But it was live in those days, a lot of fun. So I haven't seen him in since 1960, and. We greeted each other like long-lost friends here. We both sort of started out at the same time. And he's getting more notoriety now since he's been on Seinfeld and so on, than he's had for quite a while. But he's doing great. Wonderful fellow. Well. Speaking of people, I brought some stuff here. I always regale you with... I can ask you some questions. You have any questions? No questions. No, there's a question right here in the dark.
You still live in New York?
Do I still live? Yes, I do. I can't afford to leave. I have a rent-control apartment. That's the truth. I won't go into that because there may be somebody here who works in the rent-control program. And might come after me. No, it's true. And you have your problems when you get stuck in a situation like that. You really think, gee, this is really great, You're living in New York City and paying like nothing? How can that be? And all those things started way back in World War II, when so many people came to New York to work in the defense industries. The landlords went crazy, raise the rents. So they started this rent control, and it's still going on. A long time. Too long, probably. Doesn't make much sense, but as I say, yes, I am. Where do you live?
I live in Belleville, New Jersey.
Belleville, New Jersey. I've been there. Yes, yes. I don't know why I was there, but I don't know why. Belleville's near Newark, right?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Chris and Mike live there. He's the guy that comes here dressed up as Dracula and sings a song on Saturday night. And they've been Belleville people for a long time.
They have a good police force, too.
You have what?
They have a good police force.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's necessary, huh?
Sometimes.
Okay, well, I remember Newark, we had the double dancing show in Newark, and somebody got the brilliant idea to set fire to Newark. And a couple of other cities around the country. That kind of was a death blow to the city for a long time. They're still trying to recover from that. Well, any other great questions? Way back there in the background, yes.
Hi, how many of these do you do a year, appearances? And could you tell us some of the old timers you hang out with to this day?
Well, I got some old cockroaches and that keep coming up. Well, when he's in town, when I go to California, because I hang out with Chuck McCann, you'll remember.
Sure.
He used to come here. I mean, there's a lot of people signing autographs here who have not much to do with horror movies or even scary movies, or any movies at all. He'd be very welcome here because he's a really amazing and a funny man to meet. Really. And I forget the rest of your question.
The first part was, how many appearances do you make a year?
This happens twice a year, at Halloween and at this
Yes.
time. And they always schedule this one after Passover and Easter. I told them, gee, why don't you have it on Good Friday just to get everybody angry and upset? But they always have it after that, and that's where we are right now. And last year, for the first time in my life, I went to that car show out in Parsippany. Boy, I'd never seen a 50s car show with 50s music and all that. Yeah, Letty's. That was fabulous. I'm going to go out this time just to look at it, because I didn't get a chance to see all the cars. People show up there, and they got parking that goes on forever because the place is surrounded, the hotel, surrounded by parking lots for all those corporate headquarters. And so parking is a breeze. And they're playing all this funny music from the 50s, Do up, just amazing. But the cars are fantastic. I had no idea. I've seen occasionally a 50s car, but I had never seen the modified ones, or what do they call it? Incredible. I'm going to go back this time and see that. But otherwise, I just do this thing here.
Thank you.
This here thing, as we say in New York. Yes?
Have any more kinescopes been found of your shows?
No, we don't have anything of the actual shows. I did appear on some other people's television shows, and we've been stalling around about putting some of that on the end of the archives thing, which is on the tape, and putting on DVD, you get more stuff on it, and some of them are, I look at them occasionally just to figure out which ones to use. I can't believe the stuff that I got involved with. But I did one for MTV that came out really good, and try and put that on there too when the time comes. Yes, any other questions you have? Yes, you're back again. This is your second question.
What do you do in your free time?
In my free time, I sleep a lot. And after I finish sleeping, I eat. And then I go out and maybe walk up and down the street a little bit. And go to the grocery store. And I drive the car. I think, because everybody who gets to a certain age, which I've long since passed, should think about whether they should stop driving a car. But I'm still doing it, and I really enjoy that. It's a great pleasure to be able to do it, actually. I got sore ankles, so I don't do a lot of walking, unfortunately. I live right near Central Park, and I was thinking of getting one of those electric chairs, and drive around. because I can't see much of the park unless I drive around with the car, and the park is closed most of the day for automobile traffic. So let me do that, you know. Park is great. Boy, it looks beautiful right now. If you haven't been in New York City, it's a good time to go because all the magnolia trees and all those things are popping out. Really great. Any other great, oh yes.
With all the unwatchable things on television, any chance of getting you back on the air?
I wouldn't think so. Times have changed. I mean, if I went back on and did that crazy thing, I don't know.
I'd watch it every night.
Maybe I should do the news. I could do a special. I watched last night Tom Brokaw talking to President Bush in an airplane or something. Was it an airplane? Where was he? He was talking to him. And I thought, gee, I could do that. In costume, I would do it too.
Much better answer.
Yes, sir, right by the pole there.
Zach, it's an absolute pleasure. I love seeing you here every year. I grew up watching you. You mutated my life thoroughly.
I changed your life?
Mutated my life.
Thank you, Jesus.
You talked a little bit about the possibility of putting the archives on DVD. Have you been approached for doing any commentaries on some of the B movies or anything like that? Or actually, more to the point, I've been trying to contact AMC Movies to have you do their Halloween fest that they always do every year. I just think you would be absolutely perfect for that, rather than Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, she's great, but she didn't ever get mixed up in a horror movie. I don't think so. Maybe she did. But I already forget your question.
Have you been approached to do any
Oh, no,
commentaries
the
on
AMC thing, about 2 years ago, they did approach me, and I forget what I did for them. They sent me, boy, the first time that they did it was like 4 years ago, I think. They started that thing, special Halloween shows, and nothing came of it in the end. They said, next year we're going to call you, but they didn't do that. And I don't know, I haven't really seen this just last Halloween time. I didn't see the weekend, I guess, because it was here probably. Did they have a host or anything like that?
I don't know if
Did they have
last year
Jack Collins or somebody?
they had Corman one year.
Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense,
I
sure.
would just love to see you host that thing. That'd be fantastic. Oh, I have.
No, I mean, everybody here.
What about commentaries on just DVDs in general? Have you been approached for that at all?
Yeah, well, so that'd be fun to do, but I really haven't had that kind of ambition, you know,
I'd love to
between
hear
sleeping and eating.
I'd love to hear your commentaries on something like Plan 9 or something like that.
Oh my. What's his name? Lugosi's son here this year? No, he's not. Well, no, I will think about it, and maybe it'll happen. Who knows? Who knows? Any other remarkable questions? Back there, sir.
Will you be doing a radio show this Halloween?
No. Now, what happened there? You see, we're getting older, and WCBS FM was playing doo-wop music, and before that they played. That was CBS, WNEW. WNEW FM was playing big band music, back in the 50s and 60s, and then they switched it, and they played WNEW FM playing rock and roll, and what's my point here? That as the audience gets older, the advertisers don't like that, so they have to make the music for a younger crowd, and so they just this last year they dropped the doo-wop music from WCBS FM, and before that WNEW, as I say, had dropped the big band music, and so it came down to the fact that the show I used to do was way back in the early 60s, and they don't want any music that old, and then they figured all the old songs that I used to play for Halloween were too dated, so they just stopped it cold. Now they've got more competition from other radio stations than they used to have. WCBS FM was the biggest rated station for a long time, playing the 50s, like say you say 50s music, and they gradually started adding music closer to now, not too close though, not too stuff. But that's what happened. And, so they figured the Halloween show wasn't what they wanted to have on there because the audience that listened to that and who would recognize the music was too old for the advertisers. Advertisers like people your age, but not much older than that, you know.
That's age discrimination.
Yeah,
I saw you at the Letty show. The only problem I had was when you were doing Dinner with Dracula, cruising around, and you never heard the whole song.
Ah,
I was wondering if they have a stage there, maybe they get you up on stage and do a chorus of it there.
yeah, what was nice about that place is the hotel had such a huge auditorium.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
terrific, and the
It
stage,
would be
a
perfect.
real stage. You know.
There's not much going on in the afternoon.
There aren't many hotels around here who have that big a conference room. You know. This is rather small here.
It was hard to hear you. The
You
car
know.
went around the corner and that was it.
But everybody there, I'll tell you what was great about that Let East show, the 50s show, was I walked down the hallway or everywhere, everybody there was just the right age who remembered the early 60s. And this convention here, there are a lot of younger kids here who have no idea who I was or anybody at my age of television. So that was a real treat just to walk down there and everybody said, hey. Well. Shall we do something? The other day, you know, Kevin has a band, and he called the Dead Elvi, and they play tonight. If you stick around for the show. So we recorded the song, and he's been after me. In fact, Jeff Zephyr, he suggested a long time that we record this. So I'll do it. This is what we call a trial run here. When you're sitting there in your silk upholstered chair, talking to some rich folks that you know, well, I hope you won't see me in my ragged company, 'cause you know I can never be alone. Take me down, little Susie, take me down. I know you think you're the queen of the underground. You can send me dead flowers every morning. Send me dead flowers by the mail. You can send me dead flowers at my wedding, and I won't forget to put roses on your grave. Oh, when you're sitting back in your rose pink Cadillac, making bets on Kentucky Derby Day, I'll be in my basement room with Rob Zombie and his ghouls, and another ghoul to take my pain away. Take me down, little Susie, take me down. I know you think you're the queen of the underground, and you can send me dead flowers in the morning. Send me dead flowers by the U.S. mail. Send me dead flowers at my wedding, and I won't forget to send roses to your grave. shooting up and all that, so we stuck Rob Zombie in there in place of that. Well. Now listen, I was going to just do this just for the fun of it. You know, I was working in the library one night, and I had a terrible fright. A monster from his slab did rise, and suddenly, to my surprise, he did the mash. He did the monster mash. Well, you know, from my laboratory in the Castle East to the master bedroom where the vampires feast, all the ghouls came from their humble abode to get a jolt from my old electrode. Well, they did the mash. They did the monster mash. Graveyard smash, you know, caught on in the fashion. Well, the guests included Wolfman, Dracula and his son. The scene was rocking. All were digging the sound. Igor in chains, backed by his baying hounds. And the, what were they? The coffin bangers were about to arrive with their vocal group, the Crypt Ticker 5. Remember them? Yeah. And they did the mash. They did the monster mash. Well, it was a graveyard smash, you know, and it caught on in a flash. When out of his coffin, Drac did scream, you know, he hollered. He said, what? He says, the only thing troubled him, just one thing. He lifted up the lid and raised his voice, says, whatever happened to my Transylvania Twist, goddammit? Well, it's not a mash. Now everybody's cool. Drac's a part of the band. My monster mash is a hit of the land. For you, the living, this mash was meant to. When you get to my door, tell them Kevin Clements sent you. And then you can mash. Thank you. I don't know, this would be funny. I was going to say, Gretchen Sharpless is not here, I'm sure. Or so. She used to make wonderful things for me. And sculptures and things like that. She made a great plaster about this high. Her idea of what Gasport used to look like. Gasport lived in that sack, you know, that bag I used to have. And I still got that. And she also wrote some poems. And I'm going to read one of these things, the last thing I do here. Her husband was a scientist at Brookhaven, where they're having a leakage problem. They still leak. Is the stuff still leaking in the ground at Brookhaven? The atomic waste, you know? And what a thrill, you know. You go for a drink of water and it glows in the dark. Here's one here. What is this? This is pretty good. Okay, here it is. This is from one of her poems. And this is the kind of stuff you people used to send me. It's strange, I really can't define your most peculiar charm. But now, oh dearest Valentine, it causes some alarm. Of course, it isn't that I care, though my friends think it odd that you insist on perching there atop the curtain rod. They wish that you would speak to them and not just growl that way. They feel it isn't thoughtful when you vanish during day. A cheery wave, a merry smile might put them at their ease if you would but alight a while. Come on, won't you for me, please? I know you're shy, but anyhow, you've met new friends before. There now. Isn't it much better, nicer down here on the floor? My goodness, but your teeth are white. Your eyes are gleaming too. We'll have a wondrous time this night, whilst we devour you. Well. We're still alive next Halloween. Kevin is penning something. What's going on next? Do you know there? Who? Mr. Skurchuk. Do you know what the big thing is in Halloween that's coming up? He's planning something. They won't tell you? This is John Skurchuk, who did that wonderful book, sketchbook. He just retired. He's one day retired from the Pennsylvania State Police. So we will not be chasing you on the highway. Free tickets for everyone. Thank you.